I can't think of any place I'd rather be. It's a beautiful fall afternoon, September 20th, 1998 to be exact. Chesapeake, Virginia. I'm Grady Mathews along with my good friend Nick Varner. And Nick, this has been some tournament.
Yeah, it's really been a great tournament. A big field and just a lot of dynamite matches. And looks like we got one coming up today between Francisco Bustamante, who is the #1 ranked player in the world right now, and Warren Kiamco.
Well, maybe we can talk about Kiamco for a minute. He's not very well known over here in this country yet, but we did a feature commentary match on one of his contests, and he really performed as well as anybody in the world, and I look for this to be a great match.
I think it will be a good match, and I've played him a few times, and he does play a strong game of 9-ball.
And I was impressed with his defense, too, the match that I did. Kicks very well.
Looks like he's going to have Francisco re-rack him a little.
Well, of course, you want a nice rack, especially starting off with his first game. And across the way there, Jim Rimpey and Michael Coltrane are playing.
And we just got finished watching Jimmy beat Leonardo, and both players played great, and Jimmy got hot right at the end of the match and ended up winning.
He played very, 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 very well. 198 players here this week, too. And I think that's wonderful. And we're down to only a handful now. Made 2 balls on the break. And he can see this 2-ball. I don't know that he'll shoot at this.
What I kind of like here is banking at 2 and get it underneath the 9 by the 7, and take the cue ball over probably about the middle diamond. Try to snooker him.
Well, he can go behind the 4-ball here, and you're right, he's got the 3, 7, 9 to hide the 2-ball behind.
You like anything different? Or?
No, but it's not going to be a hard kick shot, though, so I don't know.
Or do you like, does it go cross corner?
No, I think the 9's in the way. Maybe not. But he's not going to shoot at this, I don't think. I think he's going to play your shot. It seems to be the best, most logical choice. Well, I'm not so sure that I wouldn't try to make the 6-ball here. He could play an umbrella shot where he goes 2 rails, hits underneath the 2-ball, and then the cue ball billiards the 7 into the 6. That looks pretty makeable to me. Plus, he's got an extra bonus that the 9 might accidentally do something like go up and make the 4 on the side. I mean, there's a lot of nice things could happen here. Now, he's looking at it.
Well, you would kick that pretty firm speed.
Yeah, he'd have to hit it pretty firm. Yeah.
I kind of like hitting this ball hard. But he hit it easy.
Well, he got away with it. They're going to have to call the tournament director to watch this hit. I would.
Yeah, I think Francisco's looking for Jay Halford right now.
And there he goes. Well, yeah, this could be close.
Now, do you try to go up table with the cue ball?
Yeah,
here?
I want to hit the high side of this, don't you?
Yes.
Just like that?
And he made the 4.
Okay. Oh, look at that nice box on the monitor, Nick. That's why now they removed it. I don't know if this combination is on. He's got a great safety if it's not. I think he's going to use left English and try to go down by the 8-ball 1 rail. Oh, the outside English is just as good. Nice shot.
Good call, Grady.
Well, he is a simple safety. No problem with that.
He's looking to see if he can hit the edge.
Don't know if he can or not. Yeah, I guess he can.
Yeah, the edge must be hanging out.
Oh, he's going to do roughly the same shot, although it's a lot harder. He wants to go towards the 8-ball with the cue ball. Well, he hit it. Boy, he could hit quite a bit of that.
He got it a little bit thick, and looks like Kiamco's got the first good shot of the match.
Yes, he does. He can see this, and all he's got to do is punch it over there above the 3, and he's going to be in good shape. There's a 6, 7 or down at the same end of the table. And the 8 up on the far end rail. I don't know if he got straight in here or not. I think he's got a slight angle. Good shot, good shot. Now let's see if he plays left-handed at all, or if he can stretch his slender body out enough to reach this with a long bridge. No, he's going to get the bridge.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to have to stay on this side.
Or he can just lag this in the pocket, right?
Yeah. Now, which way do you go for position here?
Well, I like going to the left of the 9 ball because sometimes you can miss this ball going the other way.
Yeah,
Not often, but every once in a while.
I like going right toward that stick of chalk.
Right, exactly. Or that's just as good.
I guess he wanted to be sure he stayed off the rail, so he came a little straighter up.
No, this is just about ideal. A little left English and just come out one rail and try to get straight in on the 9 ball. Oh, he's going to play it for the side. That's fine too. And just like that, it's going to be 1-0 Kiamco. Always nice crowds here in Norfolk, knowledgeable about their pool, and appreciative of championship play.
Yeah, it looked like a few of them are starting to get out today.
Well, we touched on this earlier too, Nick. It's not often that we get out at 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. And I'm better than most of them at that. I know pool players that I've never seen them before noon. Okay, let's look at Kiamco's break here. Well, he made a ball, and I think he's got a nice shot here.
Made the corner ball.
But the 2 ball's a problem here, Nick. It's laying above and to the right of the spot, but he's got to cut this one to the right slightly. And I don't know how he's going to play position here. If he can use high right and go down to the end rail and back up, maybe, or draw underneath the 6. But he's got to go draw around the 8 here. Oh, okay, he was straight
in. So
I thought he had an angle. Well, that's perfect because I didn't have to do anything.
Well, I tell you what, there's really no mystery here, is there at all?
No, if he makes a 2 ball, he's in great shape.
No balls on the rail, and you could almost play these without hitting a rail if he's lucky.
Sure. Yeah. Now what do you do here? You go above the 4 or play it in the left-hand side?
Unless I can't quite tell the angle, but if it didn't take too much reverse, I like staying underneath.
Okay. Well, I do too. I don't want to risk missing the ball, though. That was my point.
Well, he might want to go forward here and bounce off the rail, and then he's got a little angle to bounce off for the 6 and get straight, or stop's fine too, because if he draws this, he wouldn't mind drawing this back up to get straight in though, so he doesn't have to move the cue ball too far on the 6. He'll want to come straight back and about a 1.5 feet.
Yeah, nice call. That's
he hit that
perfect.
nice.
Sure.
Now he's cutting the 6 a little bit the right way, or else straight in, and then he'll fall perfect to slide down off the 8 for the 9, and he's going to be in the lead 2-0, so good morning, Francisco.
Yeah, that's a nice way to start the morning, right?
If you're warned.
Right. Right. Well, I'm trying to think here. Has Bustamante had a shot at the table? I don't think he has he?
He hasn't shot the pocket of ball yet.
No, that's what I mean. Okay, 2-0.
I'll never forget us playing Keith McCready once in a tournament as one of those Caesars Tahoe events, and he opened up with 3 racks on me, and he turned to the crowd and he said, "I just wanted to let everybody know that I was in town."
Oh, he's funny sometimes. You know, it's hard not to know he's in town, though. I mean, it's not like he's going to be quiet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Keith in a while now. I hope he's doing okay. Well, it looks funny in here because of we had 14 tables in here and all week, and now there's 2 tables.
Last time he made that corner ball. Let's see if he gets that. This time it's the 8. Let's see. Went straight in. He cut the 1 this time, though. He broke those a little different. And
well, he doesn't have a natural angle to go behind the 9 here. The 2 ball, of course, is by this lower end rail. Do you see a safety you'd like here?
yeah, I think I'd try to bring the 2 up above the side and try to go over and bump the 9.
Yeah, I like that shot too. Just anywhere on the other side of the 3-6 like this, and he's going to have a nice
well,
snooker.
This is just perfection.
Yeah, good shot.
What a great touch. Francisco's really looks like to me only got 1 or maybe 2 options on the kick. I don't know if he can go the 2 rail. He may have to go straight up and down. The 9 may have him on the 2 rail kick.
Yeah, I think it does. Okay, he's going to go 1 rail.
Wow.
Look at that. Well, how quickly the fortunes of war change. Could easily have been 3-0.
Yeah. Yeah, Francisco was a little fortunate there.
Well, he's having a really good year. In fact, a good couple of years. And sometimes when the player's having, that kind of good fortune, other good things occur as well. He's having such a good year that he feels like things like that are supposed to happen. And there's a lot to be said for making a nice hit on the object ball when he's snookered. Uh-oh. Well, I wonder about things like that sometimes. Sometimes I'll miss a ball like that, Nick, and I don't know whether I hit it too thick or too thin or what I did. But I sure did not expect him to do that. But you know what he did to her, I believe. So I think that laid where the cue ball didn't go naturally where he wanted it to by pocketing that ball. So I think his subconscious made him hit the 5 ball in such a way that the cue ball ended up where he wanted it to, but that doesn't make the 5 ball. At any rate, that's a great break for Kiamco. Now behind the back, which Bustamante also does very well. Well, just like this, it's going to be 3-0. And again, behind the back. Let's take a look at this and see if he hits it too thick or too thin. See, I think he misses this too thick. Let's see if it goes into the end rail point. Yes, indeed. Well, he didn't just miss that. He missed that a whole 1.5 inches.
Yeah, he sure did. You know why I think he missed it that wide was he was trying to pull it up and he was really guarding against not drawing it in the side. I think he just overcompensated a little there, and he just, that's a pretty tough. There was a lot of distance there for trying to hit that ball full into the pocket,
Sure.
And I think he just overcompensated for the scratch in the side.
I'd like to know what the score is with Rimpey and Coltrane. Maybe we can get that relayed to us. I don't know why, but we're in an awkward position here as far as seeing the score on that other table. All right, he's made 2 balls in the break and has a nice shot on the 1 ball.
Well, if he continues to break like this, it's going to be, he's going to make a tough afternoon here for Francisco.
Oh, that's for sure.
Man, he broke those good. He's got a good shot on the one, and he's getting some good layouts to work with on top of it.
Yeah, the only problem here is the 5-ball, because it doesn't pass the 6 in the corner, so he's going to have to play it in the side or the other corner.
Tell you what, if he didn't get straight in, this might be less than ideal.
If he has to cut this to his right, Nick's right, this would be a tough position shot. He might be able to pinch this, though.
Well, he's looking down here, and then where that 5's laying, that really complicates matters.
Yeah, it sure does. Now to go around these, see, he can't use low.
He wants to try to pinch it, but he just don't know if he can stop it in time.
He can't use left English and do this properly.
It's hard to hit this ball where it won't have left English on it.
Right, let's see. Now see that he has to go into it, but that's okay. As long as he got above the 8, he was going to be all right. See, I think he hit that with no English.
Close to no English.
Yeah. That was a nice shot.
Now, he might be able to come straight across there. Oh, it goes.
It must go, yeah. Sure doesn't look like it from this vantage point.
No, I thought it was blocked.
Well, now you can just stop the ball. Have a nice angle on the 6 ball. And just up in the middle of the table will be fine. And across the way, Rimpey 2, Coltrane 1.
And Coltrane's breaking. And he made a ball.
Made the 9 on the break, Coltrane did. Okay, and our score is going to be 4-0. Bustamante may not be fully arisen, Nick, because that's very un-Bustamante-like, missing a pretty easy 5-ball like that. In fact, I've been watching him play quite a bit lately, and I don't think I can remember one shot that easy that I've seen him miss. All right, here's the break. Michael Coltrane's explosive break. Let's see if we can watch the follow through here. Oh, that was nice. Very nice to look at that. Pat's always nice enough to show some things of that nature so that those of us in the geriatric set can see how weak our own break is.
Speak for yourself, Grady.
Oh, I am. I'm not speaking for you. Because you still have a pretty good break. Well, I tell you, Bustamante has to worry. I'm always worried if I get behind 3 or 4-0 against a great player that he's liable to beat me another 2 or 3 or 4 in a row, and then the match is just totally out of reach. If he gets another good shot, he needs to make sure that he makes a good common sense run out and at least gets on the board and can start accumulating some games.
Well, he's got to. He's just like all of us. He's sitting there hoping he gets a shot to come to the table.
Oh, it didn't go. Well, this helps a lot. I tell you what, I might not even mess with trying to make that 1 from an off angle. I think I'd just play the 9 right now. Oh, he made one. I didn't realize he made one.
It'll be interesting. He does have a big choice here to make, whether to bank the 1 and then play the 2-9, or to try to slide off the 1 and play the 9 right now. That's a big choice, right, that he has to make here.
Sure.
To me, it just depends on how I had to hit the billiard. If I didn't like the way I had to hit the billiard, I'd go for the bank first. Oh, One option we didn't discuss, Grady.
Yeah. Well, that's what I meant. I didn't say it, but shooting the 1 into the 9 seemed the best course of action. I mean, I didn't think it was that hard a shot or anything. I mean, with the 9 hung up like that, he had about a 5-inch area he could hit the 1 ball into and still make the 9. And our score is 5-0.
He's charging Francisco for that missed 5 ball.
Yes, he is.
Tell you what, he's breaking better in this table than anybody we've seen so far.
Yeah, and he's not breaking them that hard. And as we've discussed on many an occasion, sometimes a bit softer break works best.
Yeah, speed's really critical. Well, we'll get to see what the hard break looks like if Francisco wins the game here.
Well, he made a ball again.
Tell you what, if he gets good position on this 2.
Well, I don't know if the 2 passes the 6 here. I can't tell.
Yeah, it might not.
But I know one thing. I wouldn't try to go into these. And even if it doesn't pass the 6, I think I'd try to get straight on the 2 and 6. And I could either play safe or play the combination. And I would go 2 rails to do it. I have a lot more confidence when I shoot this and go 2 rails. Now elevating and doing something funny here, I don't know that I like that.
He elected to come 1 rail, and he's falling awful good on this 2-6.
Well, I like this. It gives you a lot of options. The bank isn't that difficult either, Nick, and it comes with position on the 3 ball too.
Yeah, I think the key thought there is when you're playing position on the 2 is you figure to come up short. I think that's a key awareness you have to be aware of when you're playing position. Stopping at the side there like you do so often with shots around the spot is not very good thinking for that. You hit on a key thing where you would try to get down and try to fall full.
Well, he did exactly what I like there, which is to try to get straight in on that combination, and then you have a lot of options. You could play the combination, you could play the bank, or you could play safe. Well, now he didn't get in the best place here. Now if you look at this, now he can't go 2 rails around the 5 because if he does, he's going to have a hard time getting on the 7.
You got to think about staying below this 5, I think.
Yeah, like this.
And if he fell straight in, he's perfect. If he's going toward the 7, then he may have to hit the cue ball at a little different angle than he'd like, because if he can, if he can just hit it with follow, it's a pretty easy shot if he's straight in, because position's automatic.
Yeah, nice shot. Nice call by you, by the way, too, to stay below the 5. I think that was his only viable option.
Yeah, I think anything else, he's just not going to have the transportation to get back up table for the 7, no matter what he does.
Exactly.
Unless you like that shot where you swing it around 3 rails, and that's never been one that...
I don't know any players that just on purpose play that, position. All right, at any rate, boy, there's no easing of the pain that Bustamante must be going through. Our score is going to read 6-0 Kiamco.
Well, we're seeing an effective offensive break and run-out game work here with Warren has just played marvelous so far.
Yeah, I don't believe he's made any mistakes. Are we keeping any stats on this match? Okay, we are not. Well, I kind of missed that. I think the ACCUSTATS way of, measuring your performance on the table, it is really good to keep you, playing up to your potential.
Well, it's a great teaching and training guide because it points out the weaknesses in your game and things you need to work on, and as well as your strengths. And ACCUSTATS, it's terrific.
Well, Nick, I don't know what to tell you here, boy. This is he's made 2 balls on the break. Now the 3, 6, 9 on the lower end rail. But if the 6 goes, I don't see any problem here either, assuming he can make the 1 and get on the 2 ball. Now, he can get straight in on the 2 ball in practically any pocket, and he's fine to get on the 3. Straight in or nearly straight in.
Better hurry, better hurry.
Well, just like that, Bustamante may have a chance. Boy, the last thing in the world I expected there.
He may kick this with a little reverse English.
Well, he'll have to hit it. I'd try to make this if I'm going to shoot it like this.
In the side?
Yeah. I try to hit the bottom side of the 2, just a nice medium speed like that, and it gives you a good chance to leave it like this.
This is where it takes discipline. You're down 6-0, and this is your first shot.
Well, there's no discipline for me. I'm banking this cross corner. And anybody that would shoot at this when I'm leading them 6-0 is crazy, in my opinion. You can't get on the 3 ball. Now that's the shot. If you make it, you might get out. Beautiful shot. That is an excellent shot under pressure. He can't afford to fall behind any further. He's looking to see if the 6 goes, and I think it does. I don't know the best route here, though, either, because it looks like the cut might be slightly too severe to just come out one natural rail to play the 4 in the same pocket, so he's got to do something else here.
Well, one thing is to play the 4 in the same pocket.
That's
like that. And the other would have been shot hard and went 3 rails and played it in the side, but I think I like this fine, because now he even has the option to break them up if they need to be broke up.
Well, I think it goes. I don't know why he's looking at this side of it. Unless he's looking to see if the billiard's on, I guess, or if it goes in the other pocket.
Or unless he's going to play the combo. Oh, it goes.
Well, I knew it went in that other pocket.
But he might have got too low. He did get too low. Can tell from his expression that he got too low where he can't hit enough of the 6 to make it.
Well, he's got big problems if that's the case, because he can't thin this. He leaves a billiard or a combination on the 9.
Gotta try to go behind the 8 here.
Well, but then he sells out to 6, so it's maybe he could go 2 rails. And,
not move it too far. No, right. He's betting it all on getting behind the 8, and he scratched. That's not, if you miss the 8 there, you got to come so close to the corner. It would have been a pretty effective shot, though, if it didn't go in.
Oh, sure.
Now, where I like to get here is I like to go up above that left-hand side and get right on the rail. Do you like it? Because the ball's, even though it's a little short side, it's pretty well. It's close to the middle.
Yeah. And it's easy to reach for a right-handed player up there, too, and that's what he's elected to do. Now, he's a little straightish here, but this is okay.
I think that'll only help him get a little bit longer, which he needs on this shot. I think by being fuller, it's actually going to make the shot easier.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, nice shot. Nice shot.
He's coming up a hair short, so he's going to have to aim at this one real hard. If this is frozen, he's even in danger of making it and scratching.
Yeah. Well, if it's frozen, the shot I like is ball first. Cue ball goes into the far right-hand side rail, about the middle of the rail. Nice shot. 7-0.
7-0.
Well, Francisco has had his chances here.
Well, he had to make a cross bank to get started, and he was probably playing safe to begin with. And that 6 was laying tricky. You just couldn't make it from any place on the table.
No. Well, I, for one, am pretty surprised. Bustamante is probably the hottest player in the world right now. And to see him behind on the last day of the U.S. Open, 7 games to nothing is surprising. I mean, you would expect that if he got off to a bit of a poor start, maybe to be 6-4 or 6-5 or something, but 7 to nothing, there'd be a lot of surprised folks who enter this tournament arena. And this is how it always is, and I don't know why. I can't explain it, but it seems like the balls know who's behind, and the player that's behind, when finally he gets a shot on the one ball, it doesn't go.
Well, he's lucky he does have good safety here. What's really tough is when you're in that position where you got something really difficult to execute. At least what would make me happy if I was behind 7-0 here is I got a real good chance to snooker him without a very hard shot to execute.
While we're talking about it, I think it's really, he's going to let him, oh no, okay. I think it's worthy of talking about. You were behind 8-1, 9-2, 10-3 in this tournament, and you ended up winning the match, but that's a spectacular enough feat in and of itself. But the part that interested me was this: when I spoke with you about it, you said that your opponent really only had one chance, so he didn't really do that much wrong.
Yeah, I scratched when it was 10-9. He had a chance to run out, but I don't remember him having another chance to win. He got to push out when it was hill-hill, which is unusual because, of course, that's why you don't win too many of those matches where you have to come from behind, because usually 10-5 you get more than one chance to win.
Now here's another thing. Now you think the balls don't know? The 2-7 got tied up. Now Kiamco made a not very good kick, and he made it hard because the 2-7 are tied up. Now he's got to hit the bottom side of this 2-ball or play another safety.
I like playing full on the 2 here and really tying him up on top of this 7 so that he has to shoot toward us on that end rail to hit that 2-ball. I wouldn't even try to move a 2 maybe that far, just right behind the 3-6 if I could. Well, I can't argue with that.
Well, I knew he had a shot to
if you can do that, that's much better.
All right, I don't know what he's going to do here. The 3 goes in the same pocket or the corner.
Well, I think this was a key shot right here, getting a good angle to get on the 4 after the breakout. He broke him out perfect, and he's got to finally look like he's a favorite to get on the board.
Yeah. Well, he wants to...
He's got to draw back a little bit, I think, here so that he can get position for the 7 in the same pocket side as the 6. And if he goes too far, he can go to the corner. But it looks like he doesn't have to come too far with the cue ball.
Good shot, good
He
shot.
might even go with the... No, he'll play the 7.
Okay, nice stretch there. Classic foot in the air. Okay. Now, assuming he doesn't miss a 9-ball, our score is going to be 7-1.
Took Francisco a while to get that game.
Yes, it did. And Rimpey has an 8 and 9. And assuming he gets out over there, he'll be ahead 5-2. And you can see it nicely on the monitor there, thanks to Julian.
Well, if Mike doesn't beat Rimpey this time, that's who put Mike into the losers bracket, is Rimpey earlier in the tournament.
Oh, no, Mike put him in the losers bracket?
I mean, Jimmy put Mike into the losers bracket earlier in the tournament.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And now they meet again in the losers bracket.
Well, I've had that happen to me a lot of times. You know, I'll lose to a guy. He'll put me on the loser's side, and I'll go over there and win a bunch of matches, and I play the guy again, and I say, well, he's not beating me again, and he beats me again. So I quit doing that. I don't even worry about who I win or lose to. I just play the game, you know.
I think that's a real big key about all you can do is you can only win one ball at a time or do your best on every shot. It's about the only control you have.
That's for sure.
One in the side.
Well, now let's see if he hits this like a guy who's ahead 7-1 or a guy who's behind 7-1.
Well, this is a tough shot if you're practicing for free.
Right.
And you've almost got to draw back.
Well, he's going to have to elevate the cue, I think.
To keep from getting snookered unless you follow forward, and if you overcut it a little, the side comes into play. Now
That's some shot. Now you hit it like a guy that's ahead 7-1.
I'll tell you what, that went right in the middle. What a great shot that was. That's probably the best shot we've seen in the match.
Yeah. You know, that's got to send a little message to Kiamco, too. It says, hey, I'm not dead yet. I'm a great player. I'm still in this match. You make a couple unforced errors against me, you're going to pay.
That's definitely an intimidating type of shot. When you can make a shot like that, it definitely sends, like
I
you
wouldn't
say.
mess with this, Nick. I'd pull it above the 9. I wouldn't want to risk hitting it or getting funny on this ball. If I pull it above the 9, I got a nice angle to get on the 7. Like that, you don't risk a thing, right?
Well, actually, he got so good on the 6, he's going to probably play the 7, stay underneath of it.
Right. Yeah, it looked like he'd be a shade higher.
Or just go 2 rails and try to fall close to fall.
And he struck it a little easy.
He may have to stay above the side and take the longer shot.
Right.
Because he got too much angle in the 7. He would have liked to have been a little closer to the 8 than what he's going to end up being. But one thing, when you make a shot like that too, it's a big confidence builder.
Oh, no question about it. He didn't take a lot of time either. A couple of practice strokes and pow. A good shot. And he narrows the gap a bit more. And he's going to trail 2 games to 7.
He'll need some breaks and run out just like we just seen to win this match.
Yeah, well, you always need a few breaks when you get behind.
And a 9 or 2 on the break won't hurt his case either.
Nope. Well, he's got a powerful break, Bustamante does, when he chooses to use maximum velocity. Nice kiss to make the 1 ball. Okay. Well, if he can make the 2 ball here, he's in good shape. The 3 goes in the side. The 4 is by the lower left-hand corner pocket.
Yeah, the 2's definitely almost like making a 9 ball.
Right,
As far as
exactly.
winning this game.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're shooting at the 9, first shot of the rack. It gets awful easy after this one.
Well, he'll go 2 rails here, just below center ball, just a bit of left English. Just like that, nice shot.
That went right in the heart.
Yes, it did. Well, I don't know how straight he is. It must be fairly straight. He's looking to see how he likes getting from the 4 to the 5 if he shoots
You
from
have
there.
to
by
stop there.
It looks like he's going to do that.
He got a little straighter than he wanted.
Well, if he goes 3 rails, that's okay. Or he can go 2 rails above the 9. Just be careful not to hit the 9 ball on the second rail here.
He probably will go 2 rails here. 3. He came dangerously close to the 9.
Yeah, if he hits a 9, he could end up in a lot of trouble. At any rate, he's in pretty good shape here. Now the 7 goes in the side pocket.
Yeah, he's looking to play the 6 in the side pocket. He's going to hit this, I guess, with a little low kill shot or else a little reverse English. How do you hit this shot, Grady?
Well, I'm not sure that I wouldn't play the 6 in the corner here. He's okay. But you know, if you hit that a little badly and get too much angle on the 6, then you got all kinds of problems even getting on the 7. But at any rate, he's okay. Nice shot.
Well, what's tough too is if you fall in that perfect angle where forward takes you in that side, if you fall there, it gets real tough.
Sure. Yeah, he's got a nice angle here. Good shot.
Tell you what, this has been an offensive battle here.
Well, I suspected it probably would be. They don't want to play safe, really. They want to shoot and run out. And this is getting more interesting as we speak. 3 quick games for Francisco. He now trails 3 games to 7.
He's had to make a decent shot the first shot of each of the 2 racks he run out. The rest of the rack was laying pretty good.
Especially that long, hard, straight-in shot on the 2 ball. He had to elevate the cue. That was pretty. I think I've always thought that's one of the prettiest shots in pool anyway. And Jim Rimpey leads 5 games to 2. And we'll see if Francisco can get that break to really working. We're at the Chesapeake Convention Center. This tournament's been played in quite a few places. This is the 23rd U.S. Open. I don't know, 10 or 11 or 12 of them, I think, were played at the pool room. Then he had a couple at the Quality Inn, 2 or 3 at the Holiday Inn, and now finally this at the Convention Center, and this may end up being the permanent home. And that's a great break shot, Nick.
Yeah, he made a couple balls in a good position on the 1, and it looks like here the key's falling good on the 2 to be able to get on the 3.
Yeah, and you like playing this for the corner or the side?
Yeah, there's too many balls out there for me to play. Oh, you mean the 3?
No, the 2 ball.
Oh, I would definitely play that one in the corner because there are just too many balls. The 9, I don't like where it's at. I might even play the 3 in the corner here.
Well, he got where he can draw it back, I believe, for the side pocket with ease. But yeah, that's what I wondered. See, if he happens to get a little more angle on the 2 ball, he could just float it over and play the 3 in the corner, and he'd be fine. Uh-oh, did he underdraw this?
Wow.
That's what I was talking about, that sick look when you've done this, and you got to walk up there and see if you can hit it.
Yeah, you talk about a sick look. This is really a sick look when you forget to draw your ball.
And it's a critical point in the match, too. Well,
Yeah,
all right, I guess maybe he can hit
got
it.
enough, but boy, he's dangerous. He's hitting it with...
Okay.
No, he was all right.
Well,
he
sure
didn't exactly look thrilled about where he ended up, did he?
No, he wanted to draw it quite a bit more than that. But he had the whole other end of the table to be fine.
Now, what do you like here?
Well, I don't know. I'd walk around and see what it looks like going into the side pocket to see if I get straight, is it easy? And if it's not, I'm going to play it in the corner. And I like just going 1 rail and, well, 2 rails actually, around the 5 if I'm going to play position for the corner. Like this, with English. Nice shot.
Well, that was real nice there.
You didn't say what you liked there. Did you see anything any better?
No, I think that looked pretty good. Especially the way Francisco hit it. Boy, he just hit that. He just hit it right in the heart, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I found that the worst position shots I've made in my career were ones where I tried to do something exotic or something made me uncomfortable. I like my cue ball to end up where I want it to by virtue of only two things: how hard I hit it and what English I use. But I want the route that it travels to be natural. And it's hard to fault the way he did it there because the way he shot it, he's never going to miss the 4-ball, and he's going to have position a big percentage of the time. Let's take a look at Francisco Bustamante's break form on this, one of his patented attempts. Hit a cue ball up in the air and then bouncing back down, and that's textbook old-fashioned style too. At any rate, our score is now 7-4, a marked difference between 7-4 and 7-0.
Yeah, well, one thing about Kiamco, he don't have anything to feel bad about. He hasn't made a mistake.
No, he sure hadn't.
So you don't have to. He just has to hope that the bleeding stops soon.
But as you suggested, there's not much he could do about it.
Well, he had a tough match his last match, Francisco. He played Johnny Archer, and he won, but it was really close.
Let's see that match. All right, let's see here. He made one ball on the break. Now, he's got a nice bank on this one ball.
This is a little harder rack than he's had. He's got to bank the one, and going from the 4 to the 5 to the 6 is.
Well, what do you like here? You like hitting this with a just below center ball, a little left English, or you like using the high ball here?
I like using the high the best, but I don't think that he's going to have that luxury. I don't think it'll take him far enough down table. I think you're going to have to hit this low to get up closer to the 2.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
What do you like best?
Just like that. That's what I like, a just below center ball. He didn't really draw that, and he added a little left English. That was a nice shot. Now he's got to make sure he gets on the proper side of the 4-ball here, because the 5 and 8, as you touched on a moment ago, are on the lower end rail, and he's got to be real careful because the 5 to the 6 is going to be a problem, right?
Well, the 2 was on such a close line to where he needed to be. It makes it easy for him to get on the 5. Now, how he falls on the 5 is going to be real critical for that 6 now. He's,
yeah.
He may even end up having to play the 6 in this lower left corner pocket.
Well, I want to see how I get here. Now,
he wants to draw underneath the 9, I guess, or else go between the 7-9, but boy, that's a little dangerous. I like drawing back and getting full on this ball.
Well, he can get pretty straight in on this, too, on the 6 if he wants. And that's fine because he can play the 7 on the side. I mean, he'd like to have had a little angle. But
yeah. He got worse than the point of that side is what I think he's concerned about here.
He got worse than straight in. He's got to make sure he makes the 6, and it's hard to get the cue ball off the rail here.
Well, I don't think he's going to be able to get it much off unless he hits that point. And I don't think he really wants to hit that point. If he goes too far, though, he's got a problem. Froze on the rail. See, he needed to maintain. That's one where he needed to stop about a diamond closer to the side, so he had that rail to cut the 7 and go down table. Now,
well, as I view it on the monitor, boy, it looks like he has a slight angle to cut the 7 to the left, and if that's the case, he's okay, because if he has to, he could even follow one rail above the 9 and have a nice cut shot at the 8-ball.
But he's even going to have to hit that with some English, isn't he?
Yeah, probably. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that's what I thought. Nice shot, nice shot.
Yeah. Yeah, you called the angle.
Well, there was such a nice view of it on the screen there.
Now here he's kind of in between, Grady. It's he's either going to have to shoot super soft.
Well, I don't like that. You know how you can go rail first on this shot, Nick, and how the object ball sometimes will drag out slow and not even reach the pocket? I'm going to go down hitting this with some authority if I shoot this.
So you're going to go 3 or 4 rails here.
Yeah. Now, I like what he's looking at there. 4 rails right back up by the left-hand side pocket, but a nice level cue. See how level his cue is, right?
Yeah.
Medium left English. You don't have to load this up. Uh-oh.
Boy,
Watch out for the side
low
here. That's perfect. Nice shot. Okay, 7-5. And man, you want to talk about a momentum shift? We've seen it.
Well, he made a nice out there.
Yes, he did.
Especially when he fell a little tough on that 7. But we knew that's going to be the key.
Well, he did the exact principle that I was referring to. He made the cue ball end up where he wanted it to by virtue of how hard he hit it and what English he used. But he made it go a natural route. And the 5-3 to Rimpey, as we speak. He took what the table would give him, is another way to put it, too. That's strange. You know, I've seen guys elevate their cue on shots like that 7 ball, and I think it practically makes pocketing the ball impossible.
Well, if you're off the rail a little bit, but boy, when that one was either froze or it wasn't often enough. If you get off maybe a quarter, half inch, where at least you can dig into the ball. But frozen, I had to pass on that one. I had to bank the 8 or play safe on the 8-4, do that, or play safe on the 7 even. But when it's frozen, I'm not going to be trying to draw back.
No.
Well, 5 straight racks. He's run a 5-pack, I think.
But he's not going to make a ball here, and here's Kiamco's first chance in quite a while.
Tell you what, I'm surprised he's got a shot. Usually you're snookered in this spot.
Well, he's in pretty good shape here. He wants to get on the right side of the 2 ball. He's got to use some left English here, right? Come out 2 rails like this.
No, he just hit it natural.
Yeah, that's a nice shot. Or no English, as long as he hits it hard enough.
He's got the type of the rack that's fairly easy as long as you stay in line, but he has to be careful because you lose your speed a little bit. You can't get out of line on one of these balls, especially these next 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. In fact, I think he's a little out of line here.
He's out of line because he can't just float this.
I kind of like going 3 rails here.
Yeah, I
play
do
the
too.
4 in the lower right pocket. I'm not going to mess with that.
Looks like he's going to... I don't know what he's doing here. What, has he lost his mind, Nick? I don't... What was he doing here?
You've got me there.
I mean, it looks to me like the way he hit it, the cue ball had to go there. He didn't have any English on it. He had a pretty thin hit on the 3, so the cue ball is going to have some speed on it. Man, oh man, that's shocking.
Yeah, the 3 railer was so natural. I don't understand why he didn't.
Well, that's a nice shot there.
Yeah, he's fortunate for the time being.
Well, this is a tough kick here. I like going 1 rail to the side rail here and trying to make this ball and playing to overcut it if I don't make it. That way I got a chance to get it safe, chance to bank it across corner, chance to make the 6, chance to get distance between the cue ball and the object ball. I don't see an in-rail kick here as being any good.
Well, you could be right.
Well, it's too far off the rail to go to the in rail. You know, if you put it 4 or 5 inches closer to the in rail, then I could see maybe trying to get the cue ball behind the 4 or trying to 5-9-7, but
Well, Francisco agrees with you.
let's see how he hits this. Well, you know, I've watched him play quite a bit, and I like the routes he selects for almost all of his kick shots.
Well, I'm not going to disagree.
Well, he's going to go to the end rail.
I've been on the wrong side of a few of these kicks.
Oh, sure.
He did change his mind. He's trying to get behind them balls.
Well, that's some kind of great shot. Now, I saw that was there, but the ball being so far off the rail really made that tough. And the execution he turned in just now under pressure in the heat of battle, that's really something.
Well, I guess that's how you get to be number one in the world.
Well, you were there resided there for a long, long time, so. And you did things of that nature a lot. Now, I don't want to go one rail here. I'm going to go two rails here also.
Yeah, I went through one period where this looked like a hanger to win the game from here.
If you did that, yeah, I know you did. That's a remarkable accomplishment, too. But I know I've never felt like this was a hanger to win from here.
Yeah, when you step up to this shot and you think you're stealing, you're playing good.
That's right. Yeah, he went two rails, but he put a lot more English on it than I would. I would have tried to put medium English. Well, I tell you what, this has become utterly riveting as we watch the interplay between these two players.
Well, the biggest mistake he's made so far is on that 3 ball. His decision making there, he made it look like to me he just made a plain old really bad decision there. He'd been better off playing safe than that from that spot. But it looked like to me he had a pretty natural shot to go 3 rails, but maybe the angle wasn't on or something.
Sure. Well, anything except snooker himself.
Yeah. He must have thought he was coming wider, huh?
That's the only thing I can think of.
Because I just kind of flabbergasted that he snookered himself in that spot.
He surely didn't think that he was going to come short enough that he was going to come above those balls one rail. You don't suppose he thought that?
Could be.
I don't know. That was weird.
Yeah, that was. I think that was more of a decision-making mistake there than anything else.
Well, he hit it like I had a bet on him to 8.
After a guy's run 5 racks on you, you definitely don't want to be trying to thread too many needles.
No.
You want to stay out in the open space.
Well, if Francisco makes this 9-ball, boy, we've got some kind of match here. And again, as we've come to expect at the U.S. Open. Okay, 7-6. Kiamco. What's the Rempe score, do we know? All right, 6-4, Rempe. I always like the farmers market like atmosphere here too, Nick, at the U.S. Open. They have a lot of nice vendors out there, and as a single man, I must mention that they have some very nice vendorettes, if you will. Fun to kill time with and buy products from and socialize with. Well, here we go. It just doesn't get much better than this, as they say.
Well, what stopped Bustamante's run was last break he came up dry, but he was still able to win the game to pull close. Now, there's a rarity. There's a rarity.
All right, if Kiamco doesn't run out here, I think that he's going to probably not win another game in this match. Now, that's just my opinion, but this is a pretty easy run out. So I think as a young guy, maybe his first opportunity at this juncture of the U.S. Open, and a nice chance to win it, I think I'd say to myself, now don't snooker myself. Anything with a snooker is okay.
I tell you, the way I'd play it is I'd probably try to fall close to straight in on the 2, and I might even play the 3 in the corner because of where that 9's at. But I would definitely try to run out, because I kind of agree with your thoughts. If he don't run out here,
I'd take a little more angle here and punch it over a bit more towards the 2 ball, right?
see, I think that's uncalled for there, taking that kind of risk. And we got a break coming, and it's a crucial break. See, I think that's bad judgment.
We'll take a break too. We'll be right back.
Now here's a really interesting shot. Now what path here do you take to the 2 ball? You go rail first, or do you try to come up maybe between 4 and 5, or?
I like going rail first here and try to. I like to try to go up there. I want to go between the 4 and 7, hard enough to go past the 5. In other words, I'm going to hit this with some velocity. Now that's just me. Maybe there's a better way to do it.
I'd try to hit it a little bit thin, and then I like loading this up, because you figure to run into something here and still get a shot. But no, he went this other way. Very interesting. And
well, I don't know if he can hit this or not.
I think so.
Can he?
He's just going to have to play the 3, I think, in the corner. But
well, if he can make this, he's in great shape. I always found that shot, the way he played it, hard to judge.
well, if you hit the 1 too thick, you're done.
Right, exactly.
You have to hit the 1 thin, but he did load it up with reverse to help the speed. But boy, you've got to get a fairly thin hit on the 1 there.
At any rate, he's in good shape here. He's draw back and try to get straight in on the 4 ball in the side pocket.
Sometimes some of the toughest position shots you'll ever face is with a ball in the hole.
Yeah, that's the truth. And when I teach people, they ask me that question all the time. How do you handle balls like that? And I tell them, well, when you can, get as close to it as possible. That gives you a lot more options. Now, can he draw this back, or does he just want to go by this left-hand side pocket? I think he's going to draw it all the way back to the end rail.
No, he's going
Okay, that's fine.
window.
Either way, according to what your preference is and what your angle is. Now this is nice, because he can just float up 1 natural rail, position on the 7 ball in the side pocket.
I like playing to go too far a little bit here, because I do not like going down table where the 9's at.
Well, he may have to here.
I do. I like to come around the 8-3 rails. I don't mind that at all. I always try to get up high enough on this shot. I do not like the placement of the 9 at all. He may be where he can move it 6 inches or a foot and stay there in the middle.
Well, now he's probably going to make this. I don't think there's any special problem with that. But I like your position selection better. Seems a lot easier to me.
Well, my selection and the execution, now we're talking about 2 different things.
Oh, that's not true. You execute stuff like that with ease and precision. All right, Nick, 7 apiece.
Well,
now, I want to mention something, Nick. When Bustamante just took his break, if I'm Kiamco there, boy, I'm going to go to the bathroom and have a heart-to-heart with myself and say, geez, boy, settle down. You got a chance to win the U.S. Open. You just made a couple of uncharacteristically amateur mistakes. Let's not do that again, and really have a hard talk with myself. Tell myself to relax and enjoy myself, and play great, and so on.
Well, and Mike Coltrane just missed a pretty good shot on the 4 ball over there, almost in the hanger category.
Yeah, in fact, that was on the
uncharacteristic.
Monitor. Yeah, what is that score, by the way? Whatever it is, you can probably notch 1 more on Rimpy's. It's 6-5 Rimpey. Oh man, that could have been 6 apiece. Now it'd be 7-5 Rimpey, probably.
Now this is the first time we've seen anybody in this match break from the right side, isn't it?
I think so.
And it may be the last time.
That's the truth. He didn't make anything. And
He
the 1-6
may.
combination, I think, is on.
Now here is a tough shot. You've just come to the table 2 racks and you made a mistake, and now it looks like to really cinch the position on the 1 here, you've got to hit this super kind of a soft little kill.
I don't think I'd do that, Nick. I think I'd hit it and have the 1 go to the end rail and come back out a little bit. And I think I'd just, I'd try to play the 1 in the lower right-hand corner pocket. I wouldn't try to hit this real easy. Just a nice medium speed. Well, okay, it wasn't as hard as I thought.
Yeah, I believe it was a little bit easier. It was a little fuller. I thought he had to cut
Right, I thought he had to
on.
cut it more too.
I thought the 1 was going to come closer to the cue ball coming off the rail. He's got to be a little careful here. Straight in is not real good on this shot. But one thing, you have to draw this far enough.
Yeah, because if he has to go around the 9 and contend with the 5 and 7, that's tough.
Although one thought here is swinging around 3 rails might have been the best shot here. Where that 4 is laying, he's going to probably end up a little thin on this, which...
well, he can draw it back if he's exactly straight in. I tell you what,
he's going to go right in the window between, just try to clear the 5s, all he's
right,
thinking
that's
about.
what I meant, yeah.
I like that. I think he's back on track with that decision.
Yeah, I do too. In this, you can follow or draw. I kind of like drawing it if I can, but a lot of people like to follow it.
Well, I like staying on, I believe I'd follow this even though I prefer the draw, but I'd like to try to shoot that hard enough with, I do not want to go down table on this one.
Well, he's all right here.
I tell you what, he's fallen where I think he may have to go all the way to the end rail. Now, where do you go from there? Do you try to come up 1 rail for the side on this, or?
I like this.
He went forward, but he's
I like
not
that
going to
stuff,
make it.
But I don't play it for the side there. I play it for the corner.
In fact, if he can't reverse this, if he can't catch that rail a little short of that side, he's got to take a thin cut on the 8.
Yes, he does. Or bank the 7. But I think, given the 2 mistakes he's made the last 2 games,
he might be able to get across there. He might even be able to go toward the 9.
that's a nice shot.
That's a great shot to miss the 9 there. And now it looks like to me just center high will bring him right over there for a nice shot on the 9 ball. But
Yeah, he wants to be careful not to scratch on the side. That's a good shot. Well, you're right. He's back on track. And a pretty nice run out. That wasn't the easiest rack of balls.
No, you could have stubbed your toe easy on that rack.
Well,
It's been a long time between drinks for him.
yeah, that's interesting because he opened up with 7 in a row, and Bustamante beat him 7 in a row back, and then he wins the next one.
Now,
I was trying to think about it.
Since I'm interested to see how he breaks the balls, because it's been a long time since he's had to break. I bet it's been an hour.
Yeah. I was thinking about that while Francisco was taking his break, Nick, and I've dogged it thousands of times, and I've lost matches where I was leading, but I never lost where I had a 7-0 lead or more. Have you? Can you remember ever losing when you had that big a lead?
I probably have, unfortunately. I tell you, I think I've lost every way that's humanly possible.
I don't know about that, man. You're one of our greatest champions. You don't lose all that often.
And I kind of agree with Buddy. I've never found a way that fit my taste very well either.
No, of course not. No. Nobody likes to lose. Well, you go beyond just not liking to lose. You don't even like your opponent to get to come to the table. I mean, I see how reluctantly you even go sit down. And you have to relinquish the table to the opposition. That's no fun. Okay, well.
Tell you what, the 7-9, but he had nice break motion and.
Can we look at that 7-9 and see if that 7's frozen or how they look?
Is there a billiard possibility?
I think
there?
so, but if it's frozen, it makes the billiard a little tougher. But even if it's frozen, I think that it's very makeable. Oh, there we go. Look at that nice view on the monitor there. I think that's perfect for a billiard. And the way these balls are lying, I like the billiard better than trying to break them out.
He ended up a little longer from this 3 than he wanted.
Well, he can go right down on the end rail, though, which isn't a bad way to go at all here.
Yeah, I would just spin it a little and try to go toward the chalk, or maybe even a little more to the left of the chalk.
Right.
With a little bit of, well, from his side, it'd be left English.
Just like this. Nice shot.
In fact, he wants to be all the way down. That's fine.
Well, if I'm going to play this billiard, I want to be about where the 8 is, or on a line going from the left-hand side pocket towards the 7.
Looks like he's planning on playing the 6 on the side, and I kind of like that. I can't see anything better. Can you?
Mm-mm. No, I sure can't. But if he plans to play the billiard, it's important to get the right angle on the 6 here.
Well, you know, you said down by the 8. I'm not so sure that on the line to that corner pocket, that upper left corner pocket, or a little fuller, might even be a little better.
Okay, well, you may be right. That depends on how close the 9 is to the 7.
Now, let's see where he's playing it. No, he's kind of looking like he might want more angle. I was just thinking that it looked like here that it might really be laying on.
Well, let's see what he does here. This is the line I like right here.
Yeah, he was trying to. I was thinking maybe he wanted to be a little bit more to the right, but
now for the uninitiated,
he was trying
the way
to
you
get over there.
The way you tell if this is a good hit, the 9 travels slowly on its way to the pocket, and he wants right English here. I like using a just above center ball, a thin hit on the 7, and easy. Oh, look at this on the monitor. This is beautiful. Let's watch this. And it's also inset in that cutesy pie little box. It's a good hit. Oh, my. He double kissed off the 7 and scratched. Oh, boy. Now, I got to say that's a bad roll there. I'll bet you I've shot that shot 1,000 times with success and never once got a double kiss like that and scratched. That is a horrible roll.
Yeah, that was a little bit hard luck there. He's got to be a little disappointed. Looked like he was going to get back to 9-7, which at this stage of the match is a powerful position to be in. Plus, he hasn't lost anything on his break. Bustamante's come up dry the last couple of times he's broken, maybe even 3 times. And the way he was breaking, if he gets out there, I think he's a favorite to go on and win.
Yeah, I think so too.
But now...
Well, you know how we all think that needing 2 games and you're breaking, you think you're the favorite, right? To go ahead and run out the set. Boy, what an enormous game. 8 apiece. Well, I can't find fault with anything he did. I like the way he played that. If you look at the way the 7 and 9 were laying, Nick, he didn't have any balls close to him where he could break them out. And if he tried to break them out using the 6 ball, he probably wouldn't have gotten out. Let's look again at this nice split shot. Here we go. He did everything right here. Now watch the double kiss. All right. Slow motion. All right, hits the 7. Now, see it? Did you see that kiss? You can see it there. Oh, that's a brutal scratch.
Boy.
Hey, you know what? I'm wondering
Next
to
time
myself.
that shot comes up, Grady, you'll be thinking about what's going to happen there, huh?
No, I'll tell you what it's got me wondering. I think I'm going to practice that, and I think I'm going to try it from the angle you suggested and see if perhaps there's less chance of a double kiss. Maybe there is. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he might have been better off after seeing what happened there.
Did somebody call Shirley? This looks like a Shirley Temple. Now, I hope I'm not politically incorrect and insensitive by so phrasing it. You know, I did a tape and I referred to a lie of balls as a Shirley Temple, and my lawyer insisted it be taken off of there. So we're getting just way too far on the ridiculous side of things like that. Well, the 3 ball is pretty much the game ball here.
Well, on the 5 to the 6.
Okay.
He's going to have a little bit of distance, so.
Now, you like 1 or 2 rails here?
I think I kind of like 1 from this distance.
I do too, but it looks like he's going 2 rails. Oh, man. I tell you, that's a little closer to being snookered than I like it.
Yeah, and he may end up having to take a little bit longer shot on the 4 too, because I definitely want to play this 4 ball in this lower left corner pocket. Even if I can only move it back to the head string, I'm just going to try to maintain that full angle on this 4. Well, I'd like to got a little I wasn't expecting for him to have to be that low, but he kind of eased up and decelerated on his stroke there, which that's not a good thing in pool.
No, it's not. And every once in a while you hit that bad enough it'll go forward. Then you're really in trouble.
Yeah, your tip comes off.
Now this is touchy. Boy, I don't like drawing it. I don't like following it.
Well, I've got to draw it, but oftentimes you end up really thin on this, and boy, if you overamp, that is catastrophe.
A lot of bad things can happen here. You could scratch, you could get snookered, you can hit the 7 some kind of way, you could hit the point.
That was interesting. What a great way to play that shot.
Well, I learned something there. I would not have thought of that, would you?
I didn't see that in the beginning, no, not at all, but that was really made this an easy out.
I've learned a lot of great position shots from watching you play, too. You're real creative, and that was, too.
That was really good there.
And that was his plan all along, I think, too.
Well, he made a pretty good shot on the 4, too, you know.
Sure.
A lot of people don't make that ball.
Oh, no kidding. I'm one of them doesn't make it all that regular. But you and Francisco make that kind of shot look pretty easy. All right, 8-7, and I believe this is his first lead, isn't it?
I think you're right, Grady. I think it's the first time he's pulled into the lead. 9-8.
And what's this? 85 Rimpey on the other table, and Jimmy's at the table shooting.
Tell you what, he played great last match.
He's played well the whole tournament except for one match. I saw him in the bathroom and I asked him what happened in his match against Buddy, and he said he played terrible. And you know, I don't care who you are, you figure to have at least one subpar match every tournament. Wouldn't you agree with that?
1 or 2.
Yeah, and you got to be lucky enough to win those kind of matches if you want to be a regular tournament winner.
Well, what helps to win tournaments is when, like you say, you catch that off match or something. You don't catch a red-hot opponent. That's pretty big.
Sure. Well, you know, the difference in that match over there, I've watched a little bit of it while we're doing the commentary on this one, is Jimmy's outsafes Michael pretty substantially. And the score reflects about how much that's
He
been.
really took some speed off, didn't he?
Yes,
He's
he did.
really taken the speed off.
Well, maybe jumping off the table that one time is haunting him a bit, but he's got a nice shot here. All you do here is try to make it. I don't even draw this. I try to elevate it a bit and kind of dig into the cue ball with a just below center ball, a little outside left English, and nothing pinpoint or exact. Just try to go over one rail and back between the 2 and 9. We'll see how he decides to do it.
Well, I think it's too tough to kill it on this other side.
Yeah, right. Well, that makes
side.
pocketing the 1 a lot harder.
I think I would hit it firmer so you have a better chance to make the 1. About all can go wrong here is Well, he did run into the 2, and
Well, like I said, it wasn't a pinpoint position shot anyway. You just go all out to make the ball.
now you got a big choice what pocket to play this 3 in now. I guess I would play it on the side over there.
Well, he's going to need to use some left-hand English on this ball, and I don't know that I like the side here. I'll tell you why, Nick. If you look at the lie of the 4 ball, it doesn't pass the 5 in the corner. So if he lays below the 3 ball in the side, then he's got to go around the table. I might come far enough up to play the 3 in the corner. If he has an angle to go naturally past the 4 ball and the side pocket, I would consider loading this up with left English and coming out 2 rails and trying to play it in the corner. Even if you have to elevate a bit like this, I still would use left English. And I'd try to hit the middle of that rail just about like that, but he missed the ball. Oh, he had the other English on it too.
Huh. I guess he was going for the side.
Well,
Is
he
that
got
what you
perfect.
think? Or?
Yeah, but I know he didn't mean to hit the 7 ball there, which he did.
Here's another interesting shot right here. Do you go 2 rails and play this in the side?
Yeah.
With a lot of spin, you load it up. He's playing safe
Yeah,
here.
he sure is. I don't know.
For the score
I've
being
learned,
9-8, he sure didn't give that shot much thought, did he?
I've learned so much from you and Mike Siegel. That's not a place to play safe. You got to shoot there. You know, I notice how much you hate to play safe when you have a reasonably, a medium tough shot. You practically always shoot. You don't want to give that table up. And he hit that tentatively, and I'm not sure he had much to gain there anyway.
He didn't even aim that hard at it. He just kind of took it like it was routine. Nothing bad could happen, and I'm not sure he could even snooker him there.
Well,
I think he's just going to leave him alone.
I didn't think he could get it behind the 5 ball. He didn't hit it hard enough to do that anyway, like you said. Well, now this shot, though, is a little different. See, if you move the 5 ball and put the 2 a little closer to the right-hand rail, I'm shooting this bank cross side, but this isn't natural. If he rips this across the side, he's got to use low right English. See, he's looking at that.
I got to try to leave that cue ball up there in the vicinity of that 6 and bring that 2 across. If you can clear the 9.
I don't know if he can clear the side pocket with that. He's looking at the cue ball behind the 5. But that doesn't look natural either. Although, if he could hit the 2 ball hard enough to knock it 2 rails past the left-hand side pocket out a few inches, and the cue ball 3 rails behind the 5, that'd be a great safety. He's got a big area behind that 4-5.
I think to knock that 2 rails, though, I think he's got to cut it too much where he can't stay behind. I think eventually he's going to try to. No, he really. Job well done there.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Great. Now this is an important kick shot.
No kidding. And I don't know, this is a tough shot. I like the thick hit on the 2 ball here. Everybody tries to hit this one thin. I don't think that's the right way to play it.
I think you're probably right. I think the thick shot and maybe not real hard. Yeah, I'm not sure he picked the best choice there.
Well, he shot that awfully quickly, too.
Yeah, he's got a little bit out of his game here. He's just kind of going through the motions.
Well, he can shoot this in with no English, or he can spin it in. And I kind of like spinning it in like this.
Yeah, because you should be able to come short of the corner, and it should fall perfect on the 3, really, if you just make the ball.
Yeah, gentle 3rd and 4th rail. 3,
Yeah,
4. He could have hit a little
He would
firmer.
like a little more speed, but actually I think one nice thing is he's got a pretty good angle, but he does have to be a little cautious. When he comes down, he goes too far. He could get behind the 9. So he could end up with a tough angle on the 4. Trying to be sure that don't happen, because the closer to the 9 he is, the better the angle is for the 4.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, it's hard to tell the exact angle from here.
Well, he may go to the end rail and bounce off.
That's a good shot. Good shot. Well, you could almost see him sigh with relief there.
Yeah, he was. He knew he was going toward the 9. He certainly didn't want to miss it and get behind it.
He wants just a slightly inverted angle. That's perfect. Now he can just use low right English and just kind of spin back towards the 6. He wants a little angle on the 6 anyway. Just like that. Nice shot. Now he'll probably come one rail to the left of the 7 ball. Maybe the slightest little bit of left English. Nice shot. And he's in excellent position here. Maybe we can draw this straight back to the right side of the 9 ball. Just like that. And our score is going to read 10 games to 8, Bustamante. And what's the Rempe score over there, guys? It's still 8-5. Well, they've had a long game. Wasn't it 8-5 like 20 minutes ago when I checked? It seems like it was.
Well, this is the first time I've seen Coltrane shoot for a while. But he's got a nice lay here.
Yeah.
Nice easy shot.
Well, you know, I tell this story sometimes, too, when young people ask me different questions about what it takes to reach the championship level. And I mentioned to them that Buddy and I did commentary on a match that Michael played one day. And when the match was over, he came up to us. He says, Mr. Hall, Mr. Mathews, did you see anything of a rookie, amateurish type mistake that I might have made where maybe you could help me? And there were a couple, and that said volumes to us about his future, because it said that he was interested in learning and didn't feel like he knew everything. That appreciative hand for young Coltrane across the way as he trails now 6 games to 8. All right, if you're Kiamco, boy, you got to hope that you even get to come back to the table, because Bustamante may be the hottest player in the world right now, Nick.
Well, it's more like you're praying for a chance to get back to the table in this spot.
Oh, that's for sure. Well, Kiamco has had every opportunity. He played great early in the match, and then it was almost as if it was a different player. He may scratch here.
Oh boy, he's a fortunate fellow. The 3 games from here is, he should get 1, but 3 is...
Well, now you remember what we talked about.
Of course, he's breaking good. I liked his. Bustamante's break has been good and the whole match, but he actually come up dry 3 times, which normally is real good, but especially on this table. But Kiamco is hardly ever come up dry.
Well, if he
Maybe
gets out
once.
this game and is breaking, trailing 10-9, he's supposed to think he's the favorite. We were just talking about that. If I'm playing good, I think I'm the favorite if I need 2 games.
Well, if I'd been breaking like he's breaking this match, I figured that I could end the set, because he started out with a bunch of racks himself, and Bustamante run a bunch of racks. So at this point in time, as long as he don't miss any balls, I wouldn't even go above the side here. I'd just float across.
Absolutely not.
Because that gives you such a huge hole here.
I wouldn't want to be straight in on this 4 ball, though. I want a little angle.
Got a little more than I
you got more than you wanted.
In fact, this is one, I don't know if you agree with it, but I'd probably just roll this in with left spin. Stay on this side.
This is a hard shot. I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's hard not to hit this too thick if you try to come across the other side of it.
Well, I'm just not going to get snookered on the 7 because, yeah, I just don't like that shot. I mean, he hit it good, as you can hit it. But he's still got, you see, he's got that awkward angle for position to begin with.
Well, I wouldn't mess with this. I'd come back and try to get as close to the middle of the table as I could here.
Yeah, I agree with that. I wouldn't mess with, ooh, wow.
Well, he's a little short.
I might go 4 rails here.
Yeah. I like that because...
you can hit it with low left and get there easy, I think. But I don't know. I think I would hit this. I'm just not going to miss a ball at this stage of the game. At least I'm not going to take no chance on missing this 6 ball. Let's put it that way.
No.
I might get a bad angle on the 7 behind going to 4 rails, but if you roll the 6, you could hang it up, and I'm just not going to try to hang no balls up. But I'll tell you what. It's nice that he did that now. He gets a big reward for going with a little, what I think is a riskier shot, that off-speed spin.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And but there's a big reward for it, so that's a pretty confident shot. When you're weak, you just don't do that, Grady.
Right. Well, no. I would have tried to come all the way to the end rail, and I think he did. He just fell a hair short.
Well, the biggest problem in his mind on that shot is don't go in the corner.
True.
And
that's a nice shot. All right, our score is going to be 10 games to 9 Bustamante, and we're going to change tapes. We'll join you shortly. Nine to 6 Rempe. And this match has a bit of everything, Nick. Sure has mood changes.
well, overall, it's been just a phenomenal match. I'd say either player been playing almost anybody else in the tournament would have ran over anybody else in the tournament. What's your assessment?
Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, the offense has been high-powered.
It'll be interesting to see how your assessment of Kiamco's break comes into play here.
Well, I think that's why he's not totally out of the match. If he was struggling with his break, the odds of him getting 2 racks from here would be almost impossible, I think.
Right, he's asking for a re-rack, and who could blame him? This is certainly a critical juncture of a very important match.
Yeah, you don't want any loose balls in there.
And across the way there, you may notice Jim Rempe methodically clearing the table. He's had a great tournament, and as one might expect, he's playing great.
Don't think we can't see Buddy and Jimmy in the finals.
Could be, sure.
I've seen that one a few times.
Yeah.
Tell you what, if he breaks good here, he is really in the match. This is a crucial break. He can either be the favorite or he can lose it right here. Oh man, I don't like that.
Is the 8 going?
Why did he decide to do that? I think he went into brain lock.
Well, I don't think the 1 passes the 7 in the corner. It may go in the side, past the 2 ball, but if so, he's only got a half a pocket, and I don't think the 2 goes in the side, so he can't get position. Now, those things being taken into consideration, Nick, what do you like here?
Well, I think it goes by the 7.
Okay.
But
well,
I'm
if
not
so,
sure I want to play that. This might be one where you're forced to roll out.
Well, you remember what we talked about the other day?
He did make a ball.
He made one, yeah.
I'm sorry, but he took so much off the speed of that break. He's been hitting them pretty firm and getting nice layouts and stuff.
If this is,
I
if
think,
they're really questionable, I like moving it like 1/8 of an inch, but I know he's not going to do that. He's either going to shoot or...
Well, if this 1 goes, I promise you, I'm not letting Bustamante shoot at anything that he can shoot and win the game with. That I'm not doing. It reminds me of playing Mike Siegel.
All right, they're going to take a short break. Yeah. We'll be right back. What would you do if you were playing Mike Siegel in this spot, which you did many, many times?
Well, under no conditions would I push out where there were any pockets open. And when he pushed out, if there was any chance on pocketing the ball, even if I knew I was going to miss it, I would just shoot extra hard because there's no way on the planet I would allow him to have a chance to pocket the ball to run out. especially at the end of the match. I might gamble at the start of the match, but when it was 10-9, his record was just too good on never missing a tough shot.
Well, yours is pretty good, too. Well, that's interesting from 2 of the greatest 9-ball players ever. that kind of thinking, and I think you have to have that kind of mindset to compete at this level.
Now, I asked Mike once, of course, I said, do you know all them shots are going in? You made so many of them, and he said, yeah.
Oh, boy, he is a great shot maker, isn't he?
But I have to be a little more humble. Sometime I knew they were going in, and sometime I wasn't quite so sure.
Yeah, well, I don't think he was 100%, but he's just such a positive thinker. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. I tell you one thing, if he makes this ball, kind of bring the house down, I think.
Evidently, he may be going toward the 3-6 here, the way he's...
Yeah?
I think he's doing the right thing.
Oh, what a nice shot. What a great shot.
I don't know if he's got a shot, though. I think he's a...
Well, if he can't make this, he's got a great safety, but I don't know. The way he's approaching this, I think it goes.
Yeah, I think you're right, Grady. I think he's out. Oh, no, he's not. I tell you, a big rail to cut off here would have been this right one.
I tell you what, though, let's give the young man some credit. He made a long, really hard shot on the one ball under extreme pressure. I like what he did there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the type of shot where you could absolutely say to yourself, well, I'm going to have position if I make it. Oh, this has greatness in this match. Has everything in it.
Now you go 2 or 1. I guess you go for 1 and try to make it.
Well, I don't. Well, if I only want to go 1 rail if I don't have to really load it up with English. You can go 2 rails and try to make it too. You can try to make it 2 rails straight in the side. And if it don't make it, the 2 ball may come 1 rail down to this end rail, or you have chances to have the cue ball end up behind the 4 maybe, or come all the way back over behind the 3-6.
Buddy's one that makes this object ball about as much as anybody on this 1 rail kick. He really hits these good. I've seen him just peel this 2 in so many times.
Well, you remember we talked earlier? Now he's going to be unlucky here, I believe. That's the way I like to play that. If I'm going to go 1 rail, I want to hit the bottom side of it. I'm trying to make it, but I know I have a chance to either bank it 1 rail across the corner or get it safe if I don't make it. Hitting the high side of it is practically always a loss. Anyway, now if he can hit the left side of the 3 here, he's got a nice safety. He'll send the cue ball back about to where it is now. That's what he's looking at.
Well, I'd say 1. He's not going to get anything soft here.
All right, Rimpey has won that match, 11 runs to 6.
Coltrane lost to the same guy twice. Jimmy beat him both of his 2 losses in the tournament.
Well, he's taking some extra time here, and there's a nice shot of Rimpey sitting down in utter repose after a very satisfying win.
Can you hit this full enough to go 2 rails behind the 9?
Well, he's going to give up a shot here.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I asked you a little late, but that's what I was thinking about playing.
The reason I like thinning that is because I'm going to always control the 3 ball. That was a tough enough safety, Nick, where you can't control both balls anyway. And if you can at least control the 3 and stick it on the in rail, at least you make the guy do something, right?
Now here, I kind of like just coming all the way back to this rail. 2 rails all the way over and going 2 rails on the next one.
Yeah, this is a nice shot. Well, let's see, did he get there?
He's got to hurry. He's going to have to draw back.
Well, let's see. Not only does he have to draw it back, the 9 comes into play, and you could even foul this. It's possible that he could move the 9 ball slightly with his cue and draw the cue ball back to where the 9 is, moved to, or was. All right, let's see what happens here. Tough shot here.
I'm not even sure but what the scratch wasn't in play. He needs a bump. And he didn't get it.
Well,
now safety is the big question. I think I'm going to send it up above between the 7 and the rail and try. And I'm going to try to bet that I can snooker him with the 9.
oh boy, I don't know. I kind of
Oh,
like thinning it
yeah, I
and
see
going
now.
behind the 6-7. At least I'm going to have great distance.
Yeah, I agree. I see now that I didn't think he could do that in the beginning. I thought the 5 would get away from him, but it looks like to me that's 6 and 7. Looks like at the most you knock it over to the chalk, and it's pretty easy to get that.
Well, if I
cue
got to
ball.
use the bridge, your shot might be the shot. I can go over there and look and see if there's a gap
Yeah.
between the 7 and 9, you know?
Yeah, this you've got to hit a thin hit here. Too thick here, and you're gone. And he.
Nice shot.
I don't
Nice
know if
shot.
he got there. He didn't.
No, he didn't.
I might try to spin this in.
I don't think he can hit the right edge of it. He may be able to spin it because it would take the proper English.
I
He
think
might,
even if I had to elevate a hair, I think I'd still try to make the 5 here. What would you do?
Well, if I can make it, I'm going to shoot at this hell.
Well, I think you've got to get around part of the 6 here.
Well, if that's the case, with the score being 10-9, I'm either going to bank it or play safe. I don't want to go down trying to twist it long distance, and there's a possible scratch even.
Well, the scratch, I don't like that part. I don't like it all.
Why don't you agree with me that that's a
He's-
natural scratch, maybe?
I think what he's going to do is what I mentioned earlier. He's going to bring that 5 above the side and try to get him with the 9 or 7.
Or even the 6, according to how
Yeah.
hard he hits it.
Yeah. But I think the 9's an awful big ball. Maybe.
Now, he can see enough of this to bank it. I mean, if he felt a little froggy, there's nothing wrong with taking a bank. But your shot is what he'd like
No,
to
he
do.
went strictly for the 9. He didn't even.
Well, there's
here's
nothing wrong with that because he controls the 5 ball. Very hard to
Yeah.
fault that.
Yeah, the best you can leave the guy's a bank or safe on it. He's pretty well stuck with that one rail kick.
Indeed he is, and you can see the bit of near desperation on his face as he realizes he's in a tough spot here.
Yeah, he is in a real tough spot.
Well, I'm going to give myself a chance to win from here. I'm going to kick one rail into it. Actually, I'd like to go 2 rails and try to kick it in.
Problem with that is you got a good chance to get snookered.
Well, this is okay if you can hit the outside of the ball. You got action. The high side of the 5, you got action. Well, I think we're going to see Francisco play the 9 ball for the win, or at least attempt it.
Yeah, I don't know. He was not in a very comfortable spot there.
Well, I think you got to shoot here. Now, I know you pretty well, Nick. There's no way in the world you're playing safe here.
I'll be done figuring out where the 5's supposed to be. Hit the 9 here.
You wouldn't even think about the 5. You just go all out to make this combination.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I mean, that'd be lining up the combination. That wouldn't be.
Uh-oh.
My goodness, in the morning.
But I'll tell you what, when I teach, I explain to people, you got to play the overcut combinations a little bit. Hit them as easy as you can so you might get away with a little bit of a bad hit. And he did everything wrong on that combination. And I teach him also, try not to draw the cue ball. Try to use a center ball type hit, like a one pocket or a straight pool player would do. Now, you know that 9 ball players don't make combinations like us straight pool players do. Not to take anything away from Bustamante, I mean, but that might be one awfully slight chink in his armor.
I would have never dreamed Warren would have got back to the table here.
No, well, don't think he's not ecstatic.
I mean, he's got to be so happy it's unbelievable. He was gone.
Not as happy as our producer if this goes to 10-10, I mean. He likes that.
Well, I don't know what could happen to keep this from going. We'll see a new.
No, nothing could happen here.
We're going to see something new happen in case he don't make his 7-9.
The only way somebody could, Jersey Red once said, he said, He said, I'm beyond dogging it and on my way back. But this has been a great match. All right, 10 apiece. Oh, I love this Sunday afternoon at the U.S. Open. 10 apiece. The pain, the knowledge, the courage. It's absolutely beautiful.
Well, I guess he's going to cut that one for this next break. I was a little disappointed when he went to that break because he's had so much success with his break he started out with. But
somebody's got to go. Again, please, for one, Kiamco. And you know, Francisco Bustamante.
well, you can bet who every player that's left in the tournament's rooting for. I've been in this position a few times where you can feel the vibes.
Sure. Well, you know, I never paid much attention to that. Now, I'm not talking about points money, but I really genuinely never cared who I played. And, you know, if I was down in the semifinals or something, I didn't even pay any attention to the other semifinals. I just like to watch a great pool match, and the better players I faced, the more I liked it.
Well, I might have been crazy, but I used to hope that I played Mike Siegel in any final. I don't know why, but for some reason that guy, I'm not talking about that I beat him everything or anything like that. That I beat him every time or beat him more than he beat me. I'm not saying it was easy or anything, but for some reason that guy always brought out the very best of my game.
Oh, sure. Well, you guys had so many great matches. You know, if ever there were a guy that had a zest for competition, it would be you anyway.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
Well, he made a ball.
He needs to be able to see the one, though.
Now, you know, I'm always happy if it's 10 apiece and this happens because I know I'm going to get to come to the table. That's number one, the elation, and that quickly vanishes by figuring out what I'm going to do. Now, the 2 is messed up here. The 2 is sandwiched between the 4 and the 8. And I don't believe there's any way to get on it where it'll go.
It might go if we could get a close-up.
It could if you could lay down below the 9 and stuff.
Yeah, you may be right. It may not go.
Well, where do you like to push here?
Well, this is a critical push here.
There's a close-up of the 3 balls there.
I think I like rolling him right, hitting the 9 and pushing it up on the side rail and floating almost straight forward. I am not going to let him go 2 rails in any form, shape, or manner and get me stuck behind that 2-4-8.
Exactly.
That's the last place he's pushing me. I will kick at it before I give him that push.
Right.
And that's where he's looking. It's a question here of how close to the 3rd diamond do you want to get, or if you want to get closer to the middle of the table. But I might tease him a little here, because I see one great shot you could play from here.
You mean from where he's going to push?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'd be interested to hear it
because I doubt if I'd give him this.
Well, you don't like to give anybody anything. You don't like your opponent to even stand up there at the table. But what would you do here?
I think I'd bank a 1 for this pocket, play it a little wide, and if you bump that 2 out, you might win the match. And I don't think you have to sell out on this shot.
No, you don't. You know, I saw that too, and it's a little risky, but there's nothing wrong with it. You sure lock him up if it happens to not go and lays down there in the midst of all those balls.
Well, it could win the game without him even coming to the table, and if he comes to the table, it can win the game. And I think the odds of it losing the game are pretty small.
I don't like this. Well,
I'll tell you what, I would try to make the 2 off the 8 here with low English. I'd have to gamble here on coming dangerously close to the 4.
exactly. Wait, it's his only chance to win as I see it. I don't see any other way to win here.
I tell you what, I don't particularly like that shot he played anyway, because it's so easy for that ball to get in a position where he could really get him behind them balls.
And plus, the way he played it, he might have left the 1 ball where Kiamco could make the 1 and get position on the 2 ball.
I would have rather banked it, and I would have played it wide and tried to kiss it off the 2, and if I missed the 2...
Well, this is Sunday afternoon. I'd rather be reading my newspaper than having to shoot at this. So, this is really something here. You know, Nick, he doesn't even have room to go by the 5 and go to the side rail, so
right.
that shot's not even an option as I look at it. You know it?
What about trying to tie up the 6 with the 9?
Well, that's as good as he's got. Good option.
Or play the 3. No, I don't. The 3's not going to beat you. Because I'm going to say you could play the 3 bank at 1 rail, but in case he can make that 2 in a pocket, you might fall dead. I like moving the 6. That way he has to get to that to beat me. Even
Well, that's not good. It's straight in. He left it straight in. I mean, the combination is
now, does that 2 go in this? I think it goes.
Well, if it doesn't, he's going to 3 rail it out of there, apparently. But I'd find a better safety to play than that, so it must go. But the 3 doesn't go on the side, so how's he going to play position on the 3?
That's the question. I think you seriously. Nobody likes to play safety in this spot, but I think he's got a good chance to really lock him up here.
Well, does the 2 go in the lower right-hand corner? Now, if that's the case, then he might be able to play position on the 3 in the same pocket.
Well, unless he goes between the 4 and the 8 here, he may lose the match if he tries to do anything besides go between these balls for position for that other side. Or he was playing for the corner, but he's right on the 50.
Actually, he made a nice shot there. Just went too far.
Yeah, I like playing that short. I'd rather be cutting that to the left.
Yeah, I agree with you, yeah. It's somewhere now it's easier to see that way, don't you agree? Well,
yeah, well, it's easy to miss this shot both ways. Too full or too much cut. Of course, this is the match. He wins if he makes this one.
yeah, well, I like a just below center ball, a touch of left English, play to overcut it real slightly. Just a nice medium speed. Like that. Ooh. Well,
You know what I like to do here is I like to cross over that line and slide over for that 6-9.
well, I like to go, yeah, I agree with you, yeah. But I might play position for the side here rather than corner.
Ouch. Well, I guess it's okay.
Well, I'd walk
But
down
I don't
there.
know if you got to cut that 9 a little bit, see? And now he's a little full on this where he doesn't figure, I'd like to just roll this 5 in, but he might get where he has to get way over.
I don't think so, but I would walk down there and look at the combination from the other end.
Well, it must be pretty easy, or else he would be looking, huh?
Yep.
It must be like impossible to miss.
Well, this has been
He's got a
some match.
smile on his face, so evidently he thinks it's impossible to miss, but it looks like to me it's going toward the outside of the
Now,
pocket.
what he wants to do here is use left English. That puts a touch of right English on the 6, which helps the 9 go in. Good shot. All right, what a match, Nick.
That was phenomenal match.
Okay, we're not going to do an interview, so I guess I'll tell you again what an extreme pleasure it is, as always, to work with you, and I look forward to the next time, and I'll see you down the road.